How y'all doing? Chef Charles back in the kitchen, and we are making confetti pound cake. And this is what you're gonna need to get it up and running. Got 3 cups of granulated sugar, 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Got a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Got 1 cup of sour cream. You have 6 eggs. You have 3 sticks of butter. Confetti we're using is the red and white. Okay. All right. We're using a 12-cup bun pan that's been greased and dusted. Now we're gonna go to the mixing bowl and get this pound cake up and running. Y'all come on. All right, we're going in with our 3 sticks of butter. Now all your dairy products need to be room temperature. We're talking your butter, your eggs, your sour cream. All right, we're gonna let that mix about half a minute. Now we got 3 cups of sugar. We're gonna put a cup and a half in to start it off, okay? Okay, we're gonna add the rest of our sugar. That's 3 cups. We're gonna let that mix about a minute, then we'll go to 5th gear. Anywhere from 6 to 7 minutes. It's just 5th gear, okay? Now remember, all your dairy products need to be room temperature, so you need to take them out at least a couple hours before you start mixing your cake. You're talking your butter, your eggs, your sour cream. If you're using milk, you need to take it out, okay? You can't go to the fridge and take everything out and start mixing your pound cake. If you do, you're going to have a mess, okay? Alright, we're going to 5th gear, 6 to 7 minutes, alright? Now, somewhere during that time, we will stop the mixing straight down, halfway point, okay? Alright, we're about 4 minutes in. We'll start straightening down. Now, this is your foundation of your pound cake, okay? Just cream in your butter and sugar. That's your foundation. That basically determines your cake. You're going to have a good cake, or you're going to have some kind of cake. We don't know. But you got to get this cream in the end, okay? Now, we straighten it down. I'm going to start back in 5th gear. Cream it for another 2 minutes. All right, at this point, we're going to start putting our eggs in. We have 6 eggs. We'll put them in one at a time. And we will mix until I combine in 2nd gear, okay? And sometimes 2 want to fall in there. No problem, just mix a little long, okay? You know, 2 fall in there, and you see I'm mixing each one in about 20 seconds. Then you just mix 40 seconds, else 2 fall in, okay? Alright, we're going to continue to put our eggs in, and we'll bring you back just go put the last one in, okay? Oh, we have 4 eggs in. Now we'll scrape down the bowl before we add our final 2. And the reason you scrape down the bowl, you're trying to get all of your ingredients in the main batch, okay? You know, you got to get them all in there. Simple. You got ingredients hiding on the bottom of the bowl, inside the bowl. you're not going to get the results that you're looking for, okay? Because all your ingredients you scaled off or cupped off, it's not in your bag. They're in the bowl, but they're not in the bag. They're on side of the bowl and the bottom of the bowl, and they're not getting mixed in. Okay, start it back and add our final 2 eggs. Alright, we got 2 kinds of flavor we're going to put in. We got vanilla extract and we got almond extract. Now, if you don't like almond extract, you can substitute for another kind. Or you don't have to substitute at all, just put vanilla flavor in it and roll on, okay? But we're going to put a little almond, there, about a half a teaspoon, and about a teaspoon or 2 of vanilla extract. That's 1, and that's 2. Okay. Now we at the point now where we gonna start putting our flour in, and we're gonna rotate our flour between sour cream and our flour. Okay. We have 3 cups of flour, and we got 1 cup of sour cream. So we'll start out with a cup of flour. Then we'll put a 3rd cup of sour cream in, and we continue that until we get down to the last cup. Okay? Y'all hold on and stay with us. Alright, our first cup of flour is going in. We want to mix that and tie combine. First year. Now we have 1 cup of sour cream. We're going to put a 1/3 of that in. Now you don't have to be exact with this. Okay? 1/3 of sour cream going in there. Okay? Alright, our 2nd cup of flour is going in. Want to mix that entire combine first here. Alright, our sour cream that we have left in our cup, we want to put half of it in now. Whatever you got left, put half of it in. Okay, you want to mix that entire combine. Alright, at this point, we will stop the mixer and straight down. Okay? We have 1 more cup of flour to go in, and we got a half a cup or less of sour cream to go in. Okay? Now we got that straight down. We're going to go ahead and add our final sour cream to our match. Final sour cream going in now. Okay, want to make sure we get it all. Alright, we're going to mix that in first gear until I combine. Alright, we're gonna add our final cup of flour. Then we'll break it down, okay? Last cup of flour going in, and we'll see you at the table, alright? Our final cup of flour is in. Start out in first gear. Now we only want to mix that entire combine. That's the final cup, okay? Once that combines with the regular batch, we will stop the mixer and take it to the table and continue to mix with our hands, okay? Cleaning off our batter dash. We're gonna try to get all we can, but we ain't gonna stay here all day trying to get it all, okay? Alright, that looks good. Alright, now, let me show you. See that flour and stuff on the side of the bowl? You want to go ahead and final mix. Straight that down on the side. Get that mixed into your main batch, okay? Go to the sides and go to the bottom. And that's what you want to do. Get that hadn't mixed in, and you want to mix it in. Okay, we got a cup. Okay, we're going to put half of that in and get a little mix and see what we're looking like. Go with the whole cup in. I think we can take the whole cup. Now we're going to put the rest of them in. Okay, that's 1 cup. And while you mixing, you continue to straight the bottom and side of your bowl, okay? Alright, we're going into our pan. It's been greased and dusted, alright? We're baking on 340. Got a gas oven, you'll bake on 325. Smooth that out on top. There's a little bit left in there. I'm gonna try to get it all in there, but you know you can't get it all in there. All right, we're gonna go ahead and shake it up to get the air bubbles out. Couple times. Gonna shake like that. Hit it a couple times on the table. Shake it again. Hit it a couple times. Okay. Now we're gonna oven at 340 degrees. It's gonna bake anywhere from 55 to 65 minutes. Okay. All right, we're going in. We'll see y'all back here in about 65 minutes. All right, we started out with 55 minutes. Put another 10 on there. So out in 5 minutes, it's ready. Now, once you take it out of the oven, it hadn't finished cooking. It's gonna cook it another 5 minutes before it start cooling down. Then when it start cooling down, then it stop cooking. So we're gonna let it sit here about 15 to 20 minutes. Then we're gonna come out and flip it out. Okay, y'all stay with us. Okay, I got better cake. It's out of the oven here. We put it in the fridge a little bit, just help cool it down. Now just imagine making this confetti cake with your green and red sprinkles for the holidays. Oh, it's gonna be something lovely. And then you can decorate it any way you want. Okay, we got a cup and a half of powdered sugar. We got a half a block of cream cheese. Okay? We got 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And we got 2 tablespoons of milk there. Okay? We're gonna press this down in here just to break it up. It's room temperature, so it's soft. Shouldn't be no problem. Okay? Put it 2 tablespoons of butter in it, melted butter. Got vanilla extract, put a half a teaspoon. Do a half the top. Now milk is gonna be the key. Depending on how much milk you put in it, how thick you want it, or how thin you want it. I'm gonna put a couple tablespoons in there. Start out with. Get that sugar. When you get to a certain point, you just want to stir and make sure that cream cheese get broke up in there. Okay. Now, by no means is this rocket science stuff. Now we're going to beat the lumps out of the cream cheese. We'll bring y'all right back when we get that down. Now we got icing. Start pouring it on there. Sprinkles. Go right on top of that. Now we got different colors. That what confetti is. You know, the confetti stuff you throw up in a party, celebration. This would be perfect for any celebration. Okay, we're gonna let that run a little bit, tighten up a little bit. We'll be back to taste test. Y'all stay with us. All right, baby, your confetti pound cake. See them colors in there? Now I just want you to imagine the colors are green and red. How pretty presentation that would be come the holidays. You know, holiday parties, you know, holidays dinner. And you can change the confetti up depending on what color you want. Put them in. I put a cup in, but you don't have to put a whole cup. I think 3/3 of a cup would be fine. Then we got cream cheese icing on the top with confetti on the top of it, okay? So just basically anytime cake, okay? Okay. I know y'all be going with them confetti cupcakes. Okay, let's upgrade the confetti pound cake. You just put these in your showcase cupcake. They go like that. Confetti pound cake. Let's see how fast they're gonna go. Okay. Cream cheese icing. Jump right out there. Confetti in it. And the cake is so moist. Take a little long for it to cook because you got canning in there. What confetti is canning. So instead of the actual 55 minutes, it took 65 minutes. But it depends on your oven.
you might get, with 55 minutes. Your oven gonna determine how long it bake, okay? All right, we'll be back next week with another pound cake. We in pound cake series now. We're getting ready for the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas. So every once in a while we might cook something, but 90% of what we do gonna be baking, okay? Cobblers, cheesecake, pound cakes. We trying to get you ready for the holiday, okay? So y'all stay tuned. Now we'll be back next week with another fantastic cake recipe. Until then, live long and prosper. Now if you hadn't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you hadn't shared, go ahead and share. Tell your friends, tell your family, go ahead and like the channel. We'll definitely appreciate it. Might be a small thing for you, but YouTube eat that kind of stuff up, okay? Go ahead and make yourself visible on everything sweet by sharing and liking, okay? Now, we'll be back next week with another fantastic cake recipe. Till then, live long and prosper and don't sleep on your dream. Chef Charles is out of here with this pound cake.